Pakistan has gone through a bit of a roller coaster ride on economy, especially if you look at GDP growth rates. The world went through a challenge of COVID-19. Pakistan had its own share of that. So that plummeted our GDP growth, and then a very strong bounce back by Pakistani nation, aided by State Bank of Pakistan, Ministry of Finance, and banks also tried to help customers in those days. The challenge of our current account balance kicked in, and hence the requirement for going into an IMF program. And IMF programs are very helpful for Pakistan, but they do bring their own constraints also. So you have seen that our GDP growth in 2023, financial year June 23, was very close to zero. And we have run current account balance more or less under control. However, that has come at a cost of reduction of imports. And those imports, when they are reduced, they have an impact on GDP growth also. That has resulted in a reduction of GDP growth. And then the worldwide trend of this inflation. Pakistan was very badly impacted by inflation. State Bank had to take the monetary correction, and they increased interest rates, which has its own massive impact on businesses. State Bank is an agile institution. As soon as there is positive impact on inflation, we think that interest rates you can start seeing reduction of interest rates. I mean, this challenge is now very well known. And there is a broader debate of how much more digitization of economy can be done, and people are working on it. People ranging from Ministry of Finance to State Bank of Pakistan and banks are also contributing in this. Let me just tell you that the personal accounts growth has really been very encouraging. So individuals who were never really banking, they have come and opened their accounts. And this has been, in a perverse manner, COVID-19 has helped that. So while people realize that it just how much beneficial it is to have an account for transfer of money, for a lot of other things. So they have opened accounts. What we were expecting and which we have not seen yet is the similar level of increase in business accounts. That has increased, but at a much smaller pace. The pace there needs to be encouraged. Pace there needs to be increased, because Pakistan, as you said, that the bigger way of reducing this cash in circulation and bringing those ratios in line with the global ratios, we will have to have more company accounts, more partnership accounts, more business accounts. There's a lot of solution in digital, and that will help this reduction of this cash in circulation and all of that. I also feel that this realization is there in various levels in government, and the legislation and all of those solutions and incentives for people to do businesses which full declaration, that will be there. We have seen this thing in trade finance, for example. It was always very well documented, but with Pakistan One Window, that has really helped us. Documentation and whole data is available at one place. So we think that there are similar incentives in business side, and then there'll be a lot more digitization of economy. Trade finance is, we feel that is one of the key in national wealth creation. All the countries that you see, whether in Asia or in Europe in previous centuries with Asia in the last 40, 50 years, you have seen the wealth creation has been through trade. We think that the trade, international trade is very important. And we think that Pakistan's wealth creation or Pakistan's improvement of our per capita income, that will come through trade finance. So first, international trade, there's a broad agreement that it's a good thing for Pakistan. It's not a bad thing for Pakistan. While we have it other way around, we have more imports than exports. But there have been countries which had this thing, and they have been able to resolve it. So I am not discouraged by this. I do feel that there is a need for doing more trade, not less trade. Unfortunately, in the last couple of years, our trade has come down for the right reasons. It is because we could not afford to pay for all those imports. So it has to be an export-led trade for us. Pakistan gets a huge advantage of workers' remittances. These people are hardworking. Pakistanis working abroad, sending their savings so that their family members can live comfortably and educate their kids. However, that foreign exchange helps Pakistan's imports also. We have to increase our reliance on exports, not just on this remittances. I'm very hopeful that these remittances will continue because Pakistan is a big country and we export people and we help in development of a lot of other economies. However, this particular thing, export, I think we have to be a lot more export-oriented country. Some of these Southeast Asian countries we have seen, they found their way out of their old problems by exporting their way out of it. So I think Pakistan can also do that. So RAAST has been a huge success for the country. So this was introduced at a time when there were questions around it. But it's a beautiful software. It's a very effective tool. So P2P, we have seen how it has taken off. I mean, it's a huge success. Very, very few similar examples you'll be able to see in our history, at least financial history, that how successful it has been. And it's free. It's for the people. We are very interested in P2M also. We think that eventually it's going to be very successful and helpful for our customers, for economy in general and for our customers in particular. They'll be the largest beneficiary eventually. There'll be a time to educate them. There'll be a time to bring them on board. I think those initial period will require a lot of hard work and patience also. But eventually, I'm pretty sure that this will be a very successful thing. P2M RAAST will also be the way P2P RAAST has been, and that will fit nicely and neatly into what you mentioned: large cash in circulation, some of those problems, and documentation of economy. It's a big and very positive thing for Pakistan's banking, this digital thing. I think it's our opportunity to leapfrog. It's our opportunity, maybe in a few years, we'll be as good as any developed country banking is. There's no running away from digital, but it has to be a sensible digital one. So there are countries which are ahead of us, especially countries which are Asia Pacific. And their experiences, they have invested billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars probably into this digital transformation. And the idea was that perhaps something magical will happen once you do all this, put money into this digital transformation. But it has to tie very closely with your overall strategy also. What's your strategy? How will you make use of this digital? How will your customers benefit out of it? How will you educate? I think the biggest change that Pakistani banks and Pakistani society consumers and customers will require is also a cultural shift. Culturally, we have to go onto this digital side. And only then this advantage of digital we will be able to feel.